can you tell us about Tyler?
Day to day. I'm not quite sure. I think we might have dodged a bullet. It looked worse, but it really he was hurt. But I think talking to him today and after the game might have dodged a bullet. We'll see. So we'll see what happens on day to day here.
Did he get scans last night?
Yeah. So yeah. We got some. Yeah.
Will he be going out on the road with
you?
Then?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
He'll be on the road. Yeah.
And what about Garley today?
He tweaked some about a week ago, and we felt getting 2 days off. We could lick it. I mean, he's skating really well. I don't think he need 2 days off for him. So he needs it. So I think just deal with a couple little things.
Is that the kind of thing you could just deal with all year a little bit,
no,
or just
I don't
it'll
think
go
so.
away?
I think it'll go away. But he could. There's no sense on practicing. Basically, he gets 48 hours off.
But it was the same thing that kept him out of that game that final preseason game.
Yeah.
So every team has got new players. Like nobody brought back the same lineup. You guys have 8 new players. Did you expect that there was going to be some rough patches, or is it like we can't afford to have the rough patches and we've just got to get it?
Oh, 100%.
What did you think?
Yeah, 100%. There's some things that we got to go over, and it's it's like people getting traded. It takes a while. It's going to take a while. But like I said, we could have been up 3-0 against Philly. A couple little things here and there. We lose 2 games in overtime. So we just got to be careful. But can we play better? Yeah. Can we be better coverage-wise in certain things? Yeah. But I think that's because of some new familiar people, and I'm not blaming them. It's not. It's even training camp too, where some guys haven't played a lot of games too. So there's some coverage things that we got to iron out.
I remember an earlier era. Like I hate to sound like an old guy, but I remember an earlier era. The team, they had so many preseason games, and they had a cast of thousands, and they never got their team together till the end, and then they struggled at the start. And then the next year, they made sure they got down to an NHL group with like a full 2 or 3 games to go. Do you think there's a way that you could be better prepared for game 1 if you got the NHL group together sooner, or is that just not realistic?
I believe in that, but you got to remember we're 5 and 7 days. So we're at the mercy of the schedule. We had to do it this way. You have to keep bodies. You have to have mixed lineups because, that's we had some guys play 5 games in 7 days. We're going to try to change that next year. It's not anybody's fault. It's just I think it was building some logistics stuff, but that's not the perfect way to do it. 5 and 7 to have your team together. Man, we missed an out a lot, huh? Jesus.
Maybe hit it a few times.
Sorry.
That's your skills coach.
Yeah.
Rick, you guys have gone to overtime twice. Obviously, the game against Calgary ended in OT, but 6.5 minutes of overtime, 1 shot on goal.
Yeah.
How fine is the line between possession and working for that grade A and leaning on guys that are game breakers that should be able to win games for you?
Yeah, so you're right. You're looking for your best players to be your best. And there's a game plan, too. You can have the puck and spin around and do all the stuff on the outside, but we have to dedicate ourselves to there is a system to 3-on-3. You're trying to find a weakness of a team and attack it. It could be anybody, but if your job is to go through the pipe and go to the net because of it, you expose them. I think for us, everybody wants the puck and everybody wants the puck on the outside. That's what I've noticed in these 6 minutes of overtime. And then, there's times where get some fresh guys out there. Don't let them change. That was one time we let them off the hook. I think that's rust. I think that's we did 3-on-3 drill at the end here. When to change, things like that. So we got to re-educate ourselves on our identity, and it's 2 games in, but I think we got to get a little smarter in situations.
After 2 games like this, what's the balance? Is it focused in terms of focusing on what worked well versus what didn't work and needs to be improved?
Yeah, for me, it's simple things. It's changes. I don't like our changes this year. It's overextended. Guys are staying out there for 50 seconds. It's just we're doing stuff that we didn't do last year for the majority of the time. Now, like I said, maybe it's not being together in camp. The second game, maybe a little bit of success last year. You're coming a little bit lazier. I don't know. I mean, I'm not pointing fingers at the players, but it's a game too. both winnable games. I mean, we had the lead going into the third period, and we gave it up. So that's something we got to work on. But I do believe we have to make sure we get to our staples really quick. We got to start going through people. I don't think we're battling as hard as we should. But like I said, it's early and we got to get to it. So that's my take right now in these early parts of the season.
So with Thatcher out, how do you handle your goalies? Is it just best guy plays, hot guy gets the net? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you can go that route. I'm not a believer. Guy has a tough night. I'm not sure I'm a fan of having guys sit for 3-4 games. I don't like that. But also, you got to recognize when a guy's playing well. So I think you got to. There's some games coming up here. We can strategically put certain goalie in. But whether it's Artie, I feel comfortable with Artie in Tampa or Langston. I mean, I got pretty good. You got pretty good decision on there, or Florida. Or they split. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes the next couple of days.
PG's the last guy out there still working. Where's he at right now?
Yeah, no, he came out early with us 20 minutes before, with myself and the Twins and Krauger, our skills coach. Just got to work out certain parts of his game. I think it's one of his better practices today, and I think there's some reasons for it. I think today was going out early, working on his game. I think he's going to have that approach now for a while, and that'll get his confidence. So, we have a plan with him, and, just chip away at his game.
Every day in the NHL is a good day, and your philosophy there. Does that hold true even when you're made a healthy scratch? And
it's, I think that if you care, you obviously get frustrated with it because I think that I can play every game, but it's the business aspect of it, and I've been in this position too many times to lose focus of. Like I said, I'm in the best league in the world. There's some good D-men. I think it just shows that the depth that we have here, and yesterday I got better. I got skated. I got a good workout in, and that's how you kind of get over that.
what does it mean to you as a player to hear Rick though talk about like they believe in you and they want to work with you to get your game?
It's exciting. It's exciting because that's the thing. Like they didn't scratch me because I'm not good enough or because they don't believe in me. I'm not in the plans. Like I'm in the plans. I know that, and that's. I know I got better in me. I know I can keep getting better every day, and like I've mentioned to you guys before, and I know my ceiling is there's still a lot of room to grow, and the days like yesterday they're great for me because that's how you get better.
We saw you working with Footy there one-on-one. What are you guys growing in your game right now?
To use his words, I got to be a cat. so that's all I can say. I'm working at being more of a cat.
Okay.
It's a big cat.
Yeah, just a big cat. That's what he says. Just be a big cat. That's all it is.
Andres Galarraga for old people.
Oh, man.
The big cat. For those of us who are older. Like, what does that look like? Not getting a chance to watch. Is it a lot of footwork stuff? Is it a lot of like?
Yeah, it's a lot of footwork stuff. It's a lot of I have the footwork in me. It's just that muscle memory of doing it on every shift, being on my toes and being ready to jump on pucks, being ready to have a good stick. And I think it's all there. It just got to come together, and that's why we do reps and practices. And even today was a longer practice, but after practice, it still took 5 minutes to still do those reps so that every day I do them. And once that next game that I'm in, I'll be ready, and I'll work on that even more. And on a daily basis, I'll just try to get better and better. And kind of everywhere I've been, every year in my career so far, I've had a slow start, and I just pick it up and I work. And at some point, I feel more comfortable, more confident, and the goal is to help the team win.
It's also a new team, new system,
Yeah,
guys.
it's
in
a lot of new
different
things.
places.
Yeah, it's a lot of new things.
Do you we used to hear that on nights like that? Watch it from above. Do you even watch it from upstairs, or is there a benefit to seeing it from a different? Or is that kind of an old cliche?
You can see. I mean, to be honest, when I got into the league, my first year, 100%, because it's a fast league, you're not used to it. I think I'm at a point in my career where I'm the the speed doesn't phase me as much, and I think it's just to be consistent on a every shift basis, not just one shift, not just one period, and just on a every single shift, just to be on my toes. That's my biggest thing. I gotta keep working on.
It's what you do. It's not necessarily what the game does.
No, exactly, and that's my biggest thing. I felt like I was focusing a little bit more on things that I couldn't really have power over, and the last year or two, I've been focusing on more on myself and what can I do to improve and to get better. And when I'm scratch, okay, what's in my power right now? It's not to pout and say why me, and put the work boots on and just get better. And next time your numbers on the board, I'll be ready.
Apparently, it's being a cat.
Yeah, just be a big cat. That's all it is.
I'm not smart enough to know the difference, the fine details from one team to another and all their system stuff. But I know that when Elias Lindholm, who's a very smart player, got traded here from Calgary last year, he talked about how different certain things were. JT Miller's talked about how complex at times, like what they're trying to do in the neutral zone. What do you find about the level of sort of detail and structure? Is it a lot more involved here?
Yeah, they push you, especially as D-man, they push you to gap up a lot more, and that kind of that makes you in an uncomfortable position because their forwards are a lot closer to you, so that kind of puts you in a weird position. But the more you do it, the better you feel about it, and the more it works. So I've seen it already in 3 weeks, trying to push myself to do it more and more. Kind of the same thing in the D zone, to be a little bit more aggressive. Don't think as much and just be on your toes. And I think that's the first game, first opening night. I was there, but I was always a second late. I felt like I was thinking a little bit. It was not just instinct. So to go back to your point, I do believe that by practicing and doing practices like this and practices like yesterday, you're just kind of, your muscle memory is getting you every day, and hopefully the point that I don't have to think. I can just go out there in a game, and it's just natural.